guys ever have somebody, a friend, a family member, somebody you just met in an auto parts store or something, just out of the blue, mention that they have a car for sale or a truck or a van or a go-kart or a weed eater or a 4x4, anything, and then you just, next thing you know, you own it? That's me. Whole driveway's full of them. Well, I had a friend yesterday say, hey, anybody know anybody who works in a junkyard? I have some questions. And I said, I don't work in a junkyard, but I know all about junkyards. And they said, I have a car for sale. And I asked about what it was, and they said, it's a 2005 Chevy 3500. Most of us would immediately think dually with a diesel. That also can apply to an Express 3500 van, which is what it was and what it is here. You guys are seeing this for the very first time, as I am seeing it for the first time. It's over 200,000 miles. It's a 2005 3500 series. It's an extended wheelbase, and it's a gasoline engine, which in this setup would mean 3500 series, a 6-liter, and a 4L80E automatic. Now let's just confirm this. I've seen some bigger trucks with 4.8s in them, but get this opened up here. They mentioned something about the AC not working, and it looks like somebody's been tweaking with that, so I'll look at that. But battery's there. It supposedly runs and drives, and the brakes are a little sketchy, or not there at all. So I'll fire it up and see what we have here. All right. Fuel pump's priming. $251,304 miles. Battery light is on, showing about 10 volts. Oil pressure good, temperature normal. Little under a quarter tank of gas. The light is saying ABS and check engine. I'm pushing the pedal down. Me being a dumbass, I'm gonna go ahead and the brakes work. I can hear something making noise. And what do we have here? The heck? The heck is that? Air conditioning based? Take this plug out of here. Still doing it. That sounds like a fan motor is trying to run but can't. Turn it to max AC and it stops. I'm sure there's somebody out here who's encountered this already. But like I said, I turned on the AC and the noise stopped. It felt like it was somewhere in this area, like when I put my hand on it, it would just, like it was free, then you know, catching, then free, then so, Try and turn this off again. The noise is gone, but the battery is still not charging. I'm gonna pull this off the street while it's running, pull it up beside the house, and get a little deeper into this equation. Let's take a little walk around this 2005 3500 Express. Little side swipe there, good tires. Engine fire right up. Somebody made a little repair there on the paint where it was kind of fading or something. Typical Florida thing, has some kind of moldy moss type stuff on the back. It says Stabilitrack, which I'm gonna do a little research and see if that happens to be like a traction control. This was used for a band to haul themselves and their equipment around. As you can see, it's not the cargo style, passenger, with roof mounted AC units, 3 of them just up there. Removable seats, the back one is not in here. Power windows and door locks. That may not work. Yeah, if you think about it, these side doors, if there's one that's not going to work properly, it'll probably be this one. Because these, oh, there we go. These generally are going to be slammed open and shut. And the heck is that thing? Oh, it's the seat belt assembly inside there. It has it has 8 seat belt assemblies in the back, 2 more in the front, and then the obligatory, you know, drink holders and that kind of stuff. AC unit controls for the rear up there, and then obviously in the normal location down there. I like it. I'm gonna start doing a little research here, see what I have to do. Now, see, this can come in handy. I always like seeing these. All right. All in all, not a bad looking. Is it a truck or a van? I'll just call it a van. I've always had the tendency to call vans trucks and the bigger SUVs trucks, but it's a van. Express 3500 2005. Who finds a random nitrous jet in their driveway? As soon as I walked in the house, I had an idea. What would make the battery not charge and the power steering not work? Sometimes you have to look at the basics. I was already so far ahead of myself. I was thinking, well, it could be the so-and-so, and maybe the Hydro Boost would need to get rebuilt. And before anything else, I have to see if the belt is still on the components, which it's really hard to see down there. Ha ha! We may have gotten so unbelievably lucky with this van. Think about this for a moment. The battery's not charging. The AC is not working. The Hydro Boost brake system is acting all funky. A serpentine belt came off. I did not get that lucky. Oh, and see? There's just not a belt on it. Guys, if this is the problem, holy hell. And meanwhile, right there, we can see that the alternator spins as it should too. No weird noises. Down there, however, this thing is stone cold frozen. So I'm going to take that little puppy off. Those are 15 bucks. And I'm going to check out this down here. Power steering spins properly. AC, I'm going to have to get under there to see if... The AC is the only thing that is on this thing that has its own real belt. Everything else pretty much runs off this, so I'm going to get up under there. And bam! Got the idler pulley, the tensioner assembly. See, I was going to get just the actual wheels, the actual pulleys. Then I was like, I should get the little aluminum structure behind it that holds the tensioner, the spring assembly. And there's my new belt, so let's put them on. GM has always tried to make things very universal, so the engine out of the Corvette goes into a truck with some different bracketry and stuff. But the main engine, you see. And as you can tell on the front of everything here, all the bolts that hold the alternator on, that hold the tensioners on, that hold pretty much everything on the bell housing, all 15 millimeter. So let's go ahead and put our new parts on, put the belt on, and go do burnouts. By the way, the astute viewer would see that this has had a battery charger on it the whole time I've been ordering and grabbing parts. It's always best to have that battery as charged as possible, because if it's been sitting for a while and you fire it up, it's going to really heat up that alternator and going to make it work a lot harder than it needs to, and possibly even prematurely make it go bad. So let's put on the pulleys and then the belt. I gotta show you this smoked one. Look down inside there. The bearings are just kind of jumbled up in one piece. They're just they're kind of going wherever, and they're captured in there, so they didn't fall out, but boy, they wanted to. Ew, greasy old part. Eh? I'll tell you now, it's the most common thing in the world to forget how that belt goes on there. Generally speaking, under the hood here somewhere, you'll see like a little sticker here that will show you a diagram about how it goes, but this is my vehicle we're talking about, so no, there's not. I just did a quick Google search and almost immediately found this little critter, which shows you exactly how it goes on there. It may be better from the top, may be better from the bottom, depending on the vehicle. I'm going to try a minute from the top, and if that yields no results, I'll go to the bottom. Flash forward about an hour. I'm driving the van. I put the tensioner on there with the pulley, and I put the idler pulley on, and put a new serpentine belt on. Just kind of checked over everything else, made sure all the fluids were where they need to be. And as suspected, now that I put that belt back on there, my Hydro Boost braking system is working the way it should. It also controls the power steering. And I think I did okay here. I'm going to probably use this to do a little towing and stuff for a while, because it has a tow haul package and StabiliTrak, which I'll turn that off so I can do better burnouts. But I'm thinking I did okay on this one. I mean, I basically put a belt on it. I think I'm going to be all right.